Hi, thank you all for being here. My name is Idan. I'm the COO of Butterfly Medical. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to share about our novel approach to treating BPH or enlarged prostate. So BPH is the non-cancerous enlargement of the prostate. Normally, the urine flows through the prostate to the urethra and outside. And when the prostate grows, it causes obstruction in urine flow, leading to urination symptoms like slow interrupted stream, frequency and urgency, and affect quality of life. It has nothing to do with prostate cancer. It's just one of the many flaws that we have as men, and that's what we're treating. Drugs and surgical interventions are widely used and have been the main course of treatment for many years. Both carry risks and side effects. Drugs have limited efficacy and affect sexual quality of life. Surgical interventions require hospitalization and recovery. Generally, they are not very widely preferred by most men. In the last few years, there's been a new kind of treatment generally referred to as MIST, or minimally invasive surgical therapy. Urolift has been the predominant player. It's a set of anchors that inserted into the prostate tissue and retract the lateral lobes. Resume is a vapor-emitting needle that burns through the tissue. iTind is a temporary stent that cuts through the tissue. And the Optilum is a balloon that tears through the part of the prostate tissue. This is the next big thing generally in BPH therapy because it's less invasive, so it's better for the patient, better for the physician because in most cases they are paid higher for these procedures. And in general, every urologist wants to have at least one or two of these options available to offer their patients. And therefore, there have been quite a lot of M&A deals over the past few years, ranging from $300 million to $1.1 billion. All of these single product companies once they reached the US market. And if we look at the market in general, every company that is in urology or wants to get into urology has to have in its bag a solution, a minimally invasive solution for BPH. And there are quite a lot of these. What we've developed is the only one in its kind implant that is designed to fit the anatomy of the prostate and retract the lateral lobes of the prostate. The procedures is very intuitive. The urologist uses his own cystoscope set, deploying the implant initially into the bladder and then under vision, retracting it into the prostatic urethra. And unlike current minimally invasive solutions, this solution does not require cutting or burning or piercing the tissue. So it's less invasive. Procedure is more elegant and more intuitive, easier to learn, and it's fully reversible. So why we see it as a next generation minimally invasive treatment? One, it's anatomically shaped and does not require piercing or cutting the tissue, making it truly minimally invasive and therefore easier procedure, easier extraction if needed. It can be done in any site of care, whether it's the hospital, ASC, or a physician's clinic, and we enjoy very low manufacturing costs. So what we've done so far. On the clinical side, we've treated roughly 250 patients in several clinical trials. The Israeli long-term trial, now reaching 5 years, what we're seeing is that the way patients respond to the treatment in 1 year maintains its efficacy and safety through the next years. And in the US, we're now running a pivotal trial. We're enrolling patients in 20 different clinical sites, and we're getting nothing but very enthusiastic reactions from physicians. On the regulatory side, we already have the CE mark, and with the pivotal trial running, we are en route to getting FDA clearance in early 2026. We have 3 patents registered in the US and in various other countries, another patent on the way, and we've already passed freedom to operate examination. And we've been extremely capital efficient so far. Over the last 9.5 years, we've burned through $12 million, all through regulation, R&D, and roughly 250 patients in clinical trials. We just won the EAC grant, the European Union grant, which includes non-dilutive grant and participation in the next rounds of finance, and we just completed the first closing of our C round. On the commercial side, if you look at the US, it's a very attractive market because most urologists are concentrated in large urology groups, meaning you can reach a large portion of the market with very small amount of call points. So you don't need a huge sales team to get into this market. The market already knows minimally invasive, so we are just introducing a better approach to minimally invasive treatments. Reimbursement already exists in very high numbers for minimally invasive for BPH, so we are riding along on this trend. And we're already building our commercial activities here in the US. If we look at Europe and other places in the world, it's actually a much lower hanging fruit for us, because even though minimally invasive treatments have been around for several years now, they have very low presence in Europe and in other countries because of high pricing. In our case, because of the low manufacturing costs, we can actually adjust to local reimbursement policies and reach out to a lot of new markets. For the reason of reaching the commercial side of the business and turning the company from purely R&D to commercial company, we're just now bringing on board a new CEO, Patrick McCarthy. Until recently, he was the head of urology business in Olympus. He actually led the launch of a minimally invasive BPH treatment in the US until recently. I've been leading the company for the last 9.5 years. My background is 20 years in medical devices, mostly in building early-stage product companies. I hold an engineering undergrad and MBA from UC Berkeley. One of our founders is Adrian. He's a urologist by training, so he has years of experience in treating BPH patients, and he already launched several medical device companies. Our first investor and currently our chairman is Shimon Eckhaus. He's one of the biggest names in medical device in Israel. He founded Lumenis, who's a world leader in BPH lasers, and Syneron and many other companies. And also on board, we have Stephen Howard, who used to lead the interventional urology business in Coloplast, one of the largest medical device companies focused on urology. So in urology, is a very known figure. So in summary, we are launching a next generation minimally invasive, improvement on the current minimally invasive, less invasive, more elegant procedure, and fully reversible treatment. We have a very strong commercial planning on how to reach the market, and we are actually building all these capabilities in-house with our own team. We already have manufacturing established. We have a very strong and growing body of clinical data and a very strong group of investors who support us. Thank you very much.